Good evening, Steel City. Welcome to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport. On this Memorial Day weekend Friday, the Yinzer Report is on the air for its 71st episode. And on tonight's show, we have a special topic. The topic being us as sports fans, scheduling an event during that time of year for a special family event, or going to a sporting event during a special family event. I'll make dribs and drabs of what I just said out when we get back onto the show and talk about that as we come up. Also on today's show, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are in kind of a lull right now. They have signed all their draft picks. And I have some sayings from certain Steelers out there that are going around the world to see what they are saying. Well, one is not a Steeler yet. He's possibly a future Steeler. We'll get into the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates moving right along. They fired their manager. Don Kelly has taken over. And you can see the support he has for the team since he's taken over. They did set a record that I will explain. Coming up, they tied it. They didn't break it. They tied it. But we'll get into some Pittsburgh Pirates news as well. And also, there are new names. There are new names are out there for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Coaches, as we are still looking for a coach for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I have some names out there, some thoughts on who might be the best fit for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And that's all coming up on the Yinzer Report. We have the Yinzer Chatter Chat open today. So get in that chat. Give me your comments. Let me know how you're feeling out there. And I will start today's show off with our tremendous sponsors. IE Sports Radio's new sponsor, Vital, along with amazing Planet Jerky, premium beef jerky, the jerky that's on another planet, and Seal the Deal wax seals, wax stamps. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. It's IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all out of sports, while we are doing the Yinzer Report on the air. Come join me on my 71st episode on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all out of sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at @sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good evening, everybody. This is Ralph Calise, your host of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And happy Memorial Day weekend out there, everyone. It is Memorial Day weekend, and please, if you see any type of armed forces veterans out there, please wish them give them a good thank you and wish them a very happy Memorial Day, because without any of those people that are still alive, we wouldn't be doing any of this. So happy Memorial Day out there to everyone, and enjoy your freedom of the weekend. As we all know, this is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And you can contact the show at Yinzer Report IE on X, Twitter. And my personal contact also is Calise R786 on X, Twitter, if you have any thoughts or concerns about the show. And also, we had our sponsors that were played. Planet Jerky, Premium Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on another planet. Go out there, hit them up for some nice beef jerky. You had Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. Get all your special wax stamps for your graduations coming up, weddings, any other type of events, family events that are coming up, which we're going to get into in a little bit as our first segment about sports and family events. And also Vital, the apparel. Go out there, get your Vital apparel, and every piece of apparel you buy is good means towards it. And of course, IE Sports Radio, why we are on the air doing this. And this is the 70th first show. And let's get into the first topic, and here it is. So I figured I'd do something a little different since sports in Pittsburgh are a little light right now. I came up with a special topic, and as you can see in the block there, as real sports fans, do you plan a special event around your team's seasons? And what I mean by that is being a sports fanatic like I am for the, I want to say 50 plus years of my teams. I will say it's a topic that's come up because the playoffs are out there now for basketball and hockey. And you hear a lot of stories like, let's say, for instance, I'm in the New York area. So let's say, for instance, the Knicks, but, let's just say, for instance, it's a Pittsburgh team are in the playoffs, and, the playoffs are at this time of year, and you had an event coming up where maybe you wanted to do something with your significant other or your girlfriend or your family, and they wanted to do something at this time of year next year. And are you that type of person that would say, no, I don't want to do it that time of year because so-and-so might be in the playoffs, or so-and-so might be playing for a championship, and I'm not dealing with anything else but that? This has been coming up a lot lately because I've been hearing a lot of friends talking about it, like I said, I live in the New York area, and, with the Knicks and everything. And it's been coming up saying, oh yeah, I got a wedding to go to Sunday, and I'm hoping they have the game on. So, you're going to someone's wedding, and you're hoping they have the game on. It's like you don't even want to go. You want to watch your team play, but it's just that's the type of sports fanatic that you are. Now, my own personal situation is being a Steeler fan probably would be my biggest thing. I will let this out there, and I don't know if my wife is actually listening, but if she's out there, she wants to throw it in the comment just to confirm. When I first met my wife, I told her that, we were getting into talking and meeting each other or whatever. And I told her I was a big football fan, and that I try to watch as many games as I can, and I do not miss a game if I can. So what I told her was, on Sundays, if there is a Sunday open where, we'll be together, I have to watch the game no matter what time of the day it is. And honestly, she went for it. She carried on. I must say, I did not ever miss a game while we were dating, and I did not miss many games while we have been married. And I have definitely not missed any championship games. I, for one, have never planned anything or any type of family event or a certain event around the time of year when the playoffs come for the Steelers, if they make the playoffs. So anywhere from December on till February, or whatever the Super Bowl is that year, I do not make any plans to go anywhere. And even if something big is coming up, I'll try my best to get out of it. So yeah, it's an interesting topic. Like I said, it's been coming up around. I can honestly say I never really. Getting into this, I never really had it come up where it was really, really a problem for me. I'm saying I just really do it for the Steelers. Like I said, my wife went with it, and she understands the severity of me rooting for my Steelers. And being now that I have the show, I can't. There's times I've told her last year, I can't go out Thursday night. I can't go out that Thursday. I got this game is on. Or Friday night now, like I'm doing the show. Oh, we can't do that. I got the show Friday night. It's just the sports fanatic that is in me. But I don't know. If I thought it was just a little special topic I'd throw out there in the at the beginning of the show, because it's been happening a lot. And hey, If you're a Knicks fan, a Pacer fan, or a Timberwolves fan, or and even in hockey, Oklahoma City fan, or even in hockey, you have the Edmonton Oilers, you have the Dallas Stars, and you have the Carolina Panthers, and you have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. You have you have playoffs. Playoffs are big, but for sports fanatics, playoffs are big. Rooters of your teams it's a big thing. And sports, when you think about it, it's a very hard thing to do because sports are all year. There's sports going on every year, and there's championships, playoffs, even sports like car racing and IndyCar racing and horse racing, everything. There's certain days that if you are a fan of that sport or thing or type of sport that's going on, hey, even WrestleMania. I mean, people out there probably go to WrestleMania and say, yeah, don't book me for anything that weekend. I'm not going. It's just a topic to think about. And if you're out there, just think of a time, if you're a big sports fan like I am here, just think about a time maybe it's happened to you, and you'll remember this segment on the Yinzer Report. Say, hey, like that crazy guy on the Yinzer Report, Ralph Calise, was talking about this topic not too long ago, and now it come up with me. I hope you guys liked it. That was the topic. So, all right. So, moving on from that, let's get to the comments. And the Yinzer Chatter chat, of course, is always open here. Oh, and by the way, just to put it out there, tonight's show is only being broadcast live on YouTube. There was a problem with X Twitter today, so you will not be seeing me live on Twitter tonight if you're looking for me. So we're only on YouTube tonight. So all my YouTube fans out there, I hope you enjoyed the show, and get in that chat because it's the easiest way to get in touch with me through YouTube, through the chat. And let's get to it. The chat starts off with Mr. Terran Rodriguez. Good evening, Ralph. Have an amazing show. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate the comment. And there is Rick Keeler. He's the host of our New York State of Sports show. And boy, is he busy. I wonder what he thought about that opening segment with the topic of being, like I mentioned, the Knicks. He said, have a great show, Ralph. Happy Skeens Day. Yes, sir. It is Paul Skeens Day. He takes the hill tonight. He's on there. I was pitching as we speak. Yes, and thank you for tuning in, and thanks for the comment, buddy. Next up, Raymond Mann. He writes, Ralph, I bet if the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, no matter what was going on, you would be watching. And there it is. So Ray tuned in, and he paid attention to the special topic, and there it is. He hit it right on the nose. Ray, if the Steelers are on the Super Bowl, wherever that party is going to be, it's going to be here. Because I will be here watching the Steelers, and that's that. We'll leave it at that. You hit that right on the head, sir. Great comment. Great comment. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for tuning in. And, oh, man, I'm going to screenshot that topic before the comment before the show is over. I'm going to put that in the files. And there's my nephew, Danny Mann. Hey, Ralph, have a great show. Thank you, Danny. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. And there she is, Miss Mary Shea. Have a fantastic show. Thank you, Mary. I will be seeing you shortly. I'm looking forward to seeing you over the weekend for Memorial Day. And next up is Brian Franchione, our Boston Beantown host. Let's go, Ralph. Thank you, Brian. Let's go, Brian. Thank you for tuning in. And there's Rick Keller again. He says, I think only playoff games you could really do that for. Yeah, well, you could plan it for the playoff games. You probably can't plan. You don't know if your team's going to be in a championship. But I always leave it open. You leave it open. You never know. You never know. I just thought it was an interesting topic. Thanks, Rick. Thanks for the comment. And here we go. A good old work buddy, James Mahoney. What's up, Jimmy? I miss you, buddy. Yeah, rat. Yeah, that was a little nickname we had between each other at work. He used to call me Route Rat because my best friend, Greg LaPatty, that's who I call Route Rat. And I was telling him about him. And he says, "Nah, you're my Route Rat." So he called me that. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for the comment. And Mary Shea is back. She says, "Yep, heard you plenty of times mention that about your sports arranging events around locations." You know it, Mary. You know it. You're right there. You are my wife's best friend, kind of like a sister to her. So you know all about it. And I'm sure she mentioned that comment I made to her to you, saying this crazy guy tells me that I can't hang out with him on a Sunday because he's gotta watch football. But yeah, that's great. That's great. Thanks for all the comments. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate everybody tuning in. All right, so let's take a break. When I get back, we'll get into some Steelers stuff. And I'm going to give a quick check. Skeens, like Ricky said, Skeens is on the mound today. I'm going to get an update and see what's going on with that. All right, so here's a couple of my colleagues' drops for their shows. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And let me get to my buddy's drop right off the bat here. Here he is. Go get him, Ricky.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No, not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
All right, welcome back to the Yinzer Report. This is Ralph Calise, your host on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, episode number 71. So getting up there in the episodes and pay attention to these episodes, and I'll leave it at that. All right, so let's get into some Pittsburgh Steelers. I put Steelers sayings in the block there. But I'll just give you a couple of notes. The Steelers signed first-round pick defensive tackle Derek Harmon to a 4-year, $17 million rookie contract. And that made all 7 of the Steelers selections are now under contract. So they normally never really have a problem signing their draft picks, as we all know. And in prior shows, as mentioned, now that they have 7 draft picks, you will see at least 4 or 5 of these guys stick with the team. They normally don't cut their draft picks. They usually a good percentage of them makes the team. So that is already now for the camps coming up. All the rookies will be there. I saw this note on the Steelers schedule. The Steelers schedule ranks 9th in terms of traveling miles in the NFL this year. They only have to travel 15,062 miles for their games this year. And one of the games is in Ireland, so that's probably the furthest trip they're gonna take. Although that is the furthest trip they're going to be taking. And they have one game versus the Los Angeles Chargers in California, but otherwise, everything is pretty close. So that could be, because travel wears you down, and less travel you have to do is the better. All right, so now I put down Steelers sayings. Here's a couple of things that was said this week. 2 are by Steelers, and one, of course, is on somebody we're waiting. That will, in my eyes, hopefully be a Steeler, because, like I've been mentioning the past prior weeks, I think they're going to need this guy to be something close to a playoff team this year. But anyway, here goes. Will Howard, the rookie quarterback that they drafted in the 6th round, he opened some eyes this week with what he was saying. And what he said is he wants to be the next Ben Roethlisberger for Pittsburgh. He said they need a gritty guy. Big Ben was that guy. He was Pittsburgh. He was the Steel City, the blue collar, the gritty guy, a champion, and I want to be that. So, Mr. Will Howard made a lot of fans with that statement during the week. I know he got my attention. Hey, let's just hope he gets a chance, but that'll play out during the camps and everything. We'll see what happens, training camp and whatever. Art Rooney II, the GM president of the Pittsburgh Steelers, stated that the team is willing to wait a little longer for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision about joining the Steelers. Now, this statement comes after Rooney had previously stated that the Steelers are not going to wait forever, but are willing to wait a little longer. So he retracted his statement where he said they weren't going to wait forever, and now they are waiting a little longer for Aaron Rodgers. Mr. Art Rooney, I'll say it again. I see what you're saying here, but in the end, you're not the one making the decision here. It's all Aaron Rodgers and it's all Mike Tomlin. I think Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin have their own little conference, let's say, like their own little private chat, and it's just them two, and they are the only two that know what's going to happen. And I have a feeling that Mike Tomlin has a good feeling that he is going to sign with the Steelers, and he's just letting him do whatever, he's giving him the time he needs to see, why it's taking so long for him to sign. He's giving Aaron Rodgers the time that he respectfully asked for him to make a decision, because past couple of days, all the signs pointing in that he's going to sign with the Steelers just went. But speaking of that, getting back to the sayings, here is the sayings of the man himself. Aaron Rodgers was on a Joe Rogan podcast this week, and the closest he came to addressing his football situation happened when he mentioned that a number of people in my life are battling cancer. This meshes with the before comment he made to Pat McAfee on his show that Rodgers' inability to commit to a team flows around some personal issues. So remember, that's how it started. There was personal issues, and he would let the Steelers know, give him some time, and he would let them know. As his future to Rodgers addressing only the question of whether he will continue to live in California, that was asked by Joe Rogan. He says, "I think I'm going to get out." So he say he's leaving California. He said, that's what he said. My opinion here is, after all the non-football talk with Rogan, there is no doubt, based on this appearance with Rogan, about who they maybe are getting. It's for the Steelers to still decide whether Rodgers' unique objectional inclinations will fit in the locker room, or whether they will deal with the other stuff once he throws a pass and it whizzes by someone's helmet with a sound that the players never heard. For the Steelers, the sound of Rodgers' piss missile will likely overcome the sound of any of the BS that comes out of his mouth. So basically what I'm saying is he's jibber-jabbering around all the football talk, but I think it's in the cards. I think he's going to sign with the Steelers. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, he's going to be the difference of the Steelers going 6-10 to 10-6, or what is it, 17 games, whatever it is. 10-win team with Aaron Rodgers and 4 or 5 games under 500 without. And that's how I feel on that. So we'll see what happens. It's a waiting game, and I like I said, the only 2 people I think that know are Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. But signs are pointing up that he will sign with the Steelers. Just a matter of when. So, like I said on prior shows, don't let this Aaron Rodgers stuff kill you. Don't lose sleep over it. Mason Rudolph is quarterback number 1 right now. So just go with that. All right. Let's get into the Pittsburgh Pirates. I put in the box there, Pirates, Don Kelly's record. Oh, by the way, I checked the score. It was 0-0 in the bottom of the second. Paul Skeens already has 4 strikeouts, and the Pirates had second and third, I believe, in the bottom of the second. So hopefully they can score some runs tonight. Let's get into the Pirates. Pirates, as I put here, they had a record going on, and they actually broke it last night. So they were tied for the modern era record by scoring 4 runs or fewer in 26 consecutive games, after winning 2 out of 3 versus the Reds. And 5 of 12 of those games were under Don Kelly. They tied the 1969, I guess at the time they were the California Angels, with that record. But they scored 5 runs last night, so they remain tied for that record. They did not break it. So once again, the record is the Pirates in the modern era are tied for the record by scoring 4 runs or fewer in 26 games. Man, that's something. And they won 5 out of 12 of those games. Picture that. As it says there, Don Kelly. He's, of course, is the new Pirates manager. And I've been monitoring the Pirates while they've been playing under Don Kelly, and you can see the difference. They are a different team. They are 5 and 12. They are 5 and 12 under. They are 5 and 7 under Don Kelly, and they have been in basically every game that they played. And Don Kelly is not just the manager; he is a guy who is fighting for his guys. Now, the Pirates are not the most overly starved team of good hitters, good batters, hitters that are like going off like every day. They have mediocre 250, 270 batting average guys. Nobody that's going to be hitting 4 home runs in a week. They don't have that. But Don Kelly is out there every game. He is fighting for his guys. I think Don Kelly, in the 12 games that he's managed, has been out on the field arguing with the umpires. And he's arguing because he's fighting for his players. He's not like fighting for these, even though the umps are making stupid calls, he's fighting for that and for his players. And you could just see it when he goes out there. He'll get ejected. He's been ejected 3 times already in 12 games. Okay. He's been on the field numerous of times arguing with the umpires, just jumping out of the dugout, throwing his arms up. And in the year, the year plus that I've been doing Pittsburgh Pirates reporting here on the Yinzer report, I don't think I've seen Derek Shelton do that once. The guy that was fired before Don Kelly. So this guy, although the Pirates still aren't winning, he's making some type of difference out there as the manager. He will not let this go. He will not let this shipwreck go under the water on his watch. He's trying to get it to come up a little. So, just to go on that, and the Pirates are not really wowing everybody with the bats. Their starting pitching is the only good thing going on. They do have three starters in the top 20 of the ERA in the NL this season. Skeens is 5th at 2.44. Heaney is 14th at 3.02. And Bailey Falter is at 3.50 at number 20. And if you want to take it even further than that, Mitch Keller is at 27th with a 3.88 ERA. That's a little high, but hey, it's under 3. And these guys have been pitching their hearts out the past 12 games that Don Kelly has been the manager. You could go check their stats. And they had a rookie pitcher last night. His name was Burrows. He went out there and he gave up, I think he gave up like 4 or 5 runs in 3 innings. Pirates, they tried to come back, but they wound up losing 8-5 last night. And that 5th run actually did not let them have that record of 27 consecutive games without scoring over 4 runs. So they remain tied at that. So we'll see what happens with the Pirates. Hey, they playing a lot more scrappier under Don Kelly, and he's not letting his players go under. He's fighting for them. I believe he's fighting for them. All right, so let's take a quick break. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio with your host, Ralph Calise. And we'll be back right after this. We'll go over some Penguins head coaching possibilities that have popped up. We'll go over that, and we'll be back right after this. It's a couple of more of my colleagues coming up, and we'll be back after this.
Cleveland and Columbus sports fans, I've got the show for you. I'm Jen B, host of the Show of the Land right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. You want football? I've got the Browns, the Buckeyes, the Eagles, the Purple Raiders, and more for you. You want basketball? I've got the Cavs and the Charge for you. You want hockey? I've got the Blue Jackets and the Monsters for you. You want football, aka soccer? I've got the Crew and the Crunch for you. You want volleyball? I'm going to unleash the fury for you. You want more Cleveland and Columbus sports? I've got them all for you, from the majors to the minors to the college rinks. Catch me, Jen B, every week on the Show of the Land right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back. This is Ralph Calise, host of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And finally, there was some news out there for the Pittsburgh Penguins that had popped up about some successes of former coach Mike Sullivan. So these names have surfaced out there for the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'll just go over the list here. The first one that was listed was Mitch Love. He was the assistant for the Washington Capitals. Next up was Jay Woodcroft. He was the former Oilers head coach. Next up was Jay Leach. He was a Bruins assistant. And then it was DJ Smith, the Kings assistant. So when I saw this list and I looked at it, I went over it for about little bit, 10, 15 minutes. And I looked up each coach's persona and like how they were in the NHL. And if it was me to pick, if I had to pick from one of these, if I was in Kyle Dubas's shoes, that's the GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I had to go about and pick one of these guys, I would go with the first guy on the list that was listed there, Mitch Love. Because he was I think he would be a good candidate on this list because he comes off with the toughness. He was a player back in the day in the NHL, and that was his persona. He was a tough player, and as a former player and an assistant coach, you could see the fiery ways of him behind the bench, and it's exactly what the Penguins need. They need a backbone, the Penguins, because they were kind of soft last year. I will say they were one of the softest teams in the NHL under Mike Sullivan. And a hard, tough coach would be great to see in Pittsburgh because, hey, it's what we call what? We call it Gritsburg, Sixburg, Pittsburgh. I mean, the black and gold represent nothing but toughness and players that play hard. So that would be a good guy for the Penguins to take a good look at as the top guy. But there's nothing, you don't really hear. It must be a thing with Pittsburgh teams. Everything is quiet. Everything is quiet about coaches, players, and it's maybe it's the media out there. It's small media, or it's only 3 really professional teams that are really that are out there. I mean, there are 3 big teams in sports, but you don't hear too much about the coach. And like I said, this list I just saw just came out this week, so to just hear about it after Sullivan was let go weeks ago, they're finally processing and putting things together about a new coach. All right, so I got up there in the box. Thank you, and I mean thank you, Pittsburgh. The Yinzer Report rules, and you guys know that the show is at its 71st. This is the 71st episode, and I'm going to have a really big show next week. So hopefully everybody tunes in because it's going to be a special show. And I'm not going to get into it now, but just tune in next week and you'll see why. And hey, the Yinzer Report is always doing well. The Yinzer Report has a lot of fans. And I thank everybody who was in the comment section tonight. You guys are awesome. And give you guys your props for tonight. And that was Terran. That was Ray Mann and Ricky Keeler, Danny Mann, Mary Shea, Brian, my buddy Jimmy from work. Appreciate all you guys tuning in and leaving a comment for me. And the Yinzer Report. The Yinzer Report is, like I said, episode 71, and this happened to be actually the 50th live show. 50th, number 50 live on StreamYard. That is the outlet that the podcasting for the podcast station. So this was actually number 50. So I did 50. I've done 50 live shows for the Yinzer Report, and yeah, you guys all know out there what the show means to me and how much I put into it. So I just wanted to put that up there. But just remember, tune in next week. We're going to have a very special show. And thank you, Pittsburgh. And again, like I said, means a lot to me. And that's all I got for tonight. So this is Ralph Calise, your host of the Yinzer Report, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.